Boom, hey internet. Read an article that I thought was really worth mentioning and making a video about. So the original article that I read is from Business of Fashion, and I'm gonna have a link to that below so you can read the actual source of where the idea for the video came from. But Lululemon, as in the caption, launched a yoga studio. So they did this in Chicago, and they launched it earlier this summer, okay? And it's in Chicago. I think it has up to 20 classes. 10 classes a day. And they thought of a lot of things for the launch of this studio. So the studios is aimed at people who are living the lifestyle of the type of apparel they're making. So this in itself is brilliant. The execution looks really good. They actually have classes that also are aimed at men as well. So they have weightlifting, they have high intensity interval training as well. And then there's two parts to it. There's the yoga studio, or the workout portion of it, and they also have a cafe where they have salads, all kinds of healthy choices, smoothies. I'm sure they're gonna have coffee as well. But the type of food and the type of things that they're serving in the cafe, again, all goes in the same vibe of the type of key demographic or lifestyle, the key type of customer that they would like to buy their apparel. So they also have something interesting. I don't know the ins and outs of this. I'm actually curious, but they have a program where if you don't have workout clothes or yoga clothes, you can borrow Lululemon apparel, and then obviously once you sweat and do your thing and work out in it, you return it washed, free of charge. And the idea behind this program is that once you wear it and actually function in it, you might want to come back and buy not the one that you actually worked out in, but you know, a new version of that style or that SKU or that product that you borrowed. I don't know the ins and outs of that. That's interesting. I don't know how the logistics of that works, but smart and noteworthy. I think with active lifestyle and the way leggings have expanded, and this entire active lifestyle category, sport athleisure, has spawned into so many things. I talk on this channel a lot about Live Fit and Randall Pitch and what he's doing over there. I talk about Gymshark on this channel, and so a lot of things come from lifestyle of fitness and working out, which I think in general, side note, is great for the country, and if it spreads throughout the world, that's great. But definitely in the United States, here in California, 200%. I mean, it's already been part of kind of like the sunny San Diego and the Hollywood, California vibe is definitely being healthy and working out. But I think it's a great trend for the world, and I hope it stays forever. But in that category, it's grown so much just within the last 2 years. It's grown to $1 billion industry. It's very interesting to see Lululemon, who I believe is one of the pioneers and really got after this category very early. It's great to see them do something like this, right? It's like when Apple was at its peak, and whenever you're clicking on this, and now as I'm recording this, there's a lot of heat and pressure on Apple because they're not performing as well as they used to for a multitude of different reasons. This is not a tech channel, but go ahead and click on that and you can have a 2-hour-long YouTube session. But let me get back to my example. When Apple was at its peak selling the product, launching the Apple Store, which they were very meticulous about creating, they created a mock store. They did case studies. They did focus groups to make sure the launch of the store was experiential. Was so ahead of its time, and so now that became the blueprint for the Microsoft Store and a ton of other companies that are then going to follow in their footsteps and make that standard practice in terms of rolling out, pushing out retail for the source of the original company, which is actually making the product. And so for a clothing company to do a flagship shop once it's selling a lot of product, that's pretty standard. That's how they do it. There's another case study in terms of how to make that interesting. So I'm just gonna tell you Johnny Cupcakes for that case study is my number one for that, my number one for the flagship retail. But launching retail, no brainer. Launching a yoga studio, okay, with a cafe that embodies the practice of a functional brand, brilliant. That's brilliant. It's really good thinking. It's good money spent. It's investing in the culture. Is that 2 or 3? It's investing into the culture. And so just something to note that I thought was very interesting that you guys should take note of as well for whatever level that you're at and whatever you're doing, so that you could kind of put that into your lexicon to see how you can continue to build your culture and the group of people who like your product, and if you could get them to love your product and then spread the word to others who love your product, right? Because like in that scenario, you just need 1 million people to give you $1 to make it a multi-million dollar, to make it a $1 million company rather. So any questions, anything to add to the conversation, or if you had questions about anything, not only this topic, but whatever you want, drop it all down below. I'll read it, make another video for the culture and everybody else that's watching. Like if you like, sub if you love, hit the bell for notifications. Follow me on social media when you guys get a chance. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.